That's bad.
Alright, we're out here working on the old ramp truck today. Started pulling the plugs out. They don't look terrible. You can definitely see a terrible exhaust leak though, which we already knew about that. But I was just going to give it a real quick basic tune-up, fresh plugs, maybe fresh plug wires, because these ones, they are aftermarket, but who knows how long they were changed. Exhaust gaskets, donut gaskets, things like that. Thought about pulling the carb off just to blow it out, go through it, everything, although it doesn't really seem like an issue. There could be a vacuum leak somewhere because it does idle a hair high. But yeah, it's just kind of going over everything, giving it a once over. The engine's pretty dirty. It cruised great, but the thing has like no passing power, so I was thinking we'll start with giving it a tune up, see how that, if that makes it happy. Is that a welding glove over there? Huh. Some Scotch Brite. Some bugs. Weird. Oh, I also want to figure out where that yellow wire goes to. Looks like it goes somewhere in the cab. Good thing about these FE motors, this is a 390, is plugs are real easy to change. They're right there on the top. Check the coolant. It's nice and high up there, which is good because there's a huge gash in the radiator. I was worried maybe it was seeping through there, but I mean the thing never got hot. The gauge got up to the middle and stayed there the whole time. It does look like there's a light brake fluid leak, so that's something that I'll take a look at. Brakes felt fine for being old manual brakes. Drums in the back, luckily discs up front, and I was getting to this third one back over here, and the spark plug was surrounded by this cloth. I'm going to get them all pulled out. I'm trying to keep the plug wires somewhat visibly in order so that I can just pop them back on. Because like I said, I'm not sure if I want to replace them yet. Probably won't. They seem to be working fine. They are very dirty though. So I'll probably clean them up and new zip ties and stuff with that roadkill wire divider. Yeah, figured while I was out here I'd give a quick little update. We'll see how this thing is afterwards. Alright, got all the passenger side plugs out. They don't look terrible, to be honest. Pretty sure these are Motorcraft plugs too. It's funny. I haven't changed a plug that hasn't been 5/8 in so long that's just what I instinctually grabbed and came out here, and then I was like, oh shit, these ones are 13/16. Now you can see exhaust leak across the board. Man, I hope that's not too much of a pain in the butt. It probably will be. So that's kind of why I'm starting with what I think will be the easier thing. So I'm gonna pull the driver's side plugs out. We'll see how those look, and maybe we'll grab some plugs and some gaskets and stuff. All right, and we got the driver's side out. Did notice we had a Champion over here. So this one actually didn't have an exhaust leak around it. You can actually read the part number, BSF42C. Seems like a lot of the guys on the FE forums like to run the BSF42s. I might do a compression check on everything just to see while we're here. Nice and easy to get to. Alright, it is the next day. I got the plugs. Just picked up some NGKs because the Motorcrafts and the auto lights and all that, surprisingly expensive. And when I walked over to the truck, I could smell some gas. So I was like, man, do I got a fuel leak somewhere? Like I can for sure smell gas. So I started putting the plugs in. I noticed the front of the motor a little damp. Then I look up here and I see that pool, and it did rain yesterday, so I was like, well, shoot. And then let's see if I can catch it. I saw a drip. Where you at? There you are. I saw that drip. So yeah, it does look like this carb is gonna have to come apart. Something is unhappy. That's taken my 7 miles per gallon down to about 4 or 5 miles per gallon, and I can't have that. So I'm gonna finish putting the plugs in to seal the motor up, because I hated leaving this thing open overnight, especially knowing we were going to get rain. I was worried about it collecting moisture. So I want to put the plugs in it. I want to try and get it fired up, but that's a big pool of gas there that I need to take care of first. I'll get the plugs in, we'll brake clean the motor and try and dry all that off, and then I guess I'm pulling the carb off. Oh yeah, she's leaking. Hopefully it's not leaking down into the motor though, because that would be really bad. So in one of the last videos, I mentioned that I thought about swapping this engine. Got me thinking about it again. I think all we got to do, I already got the return spring and the throttle cable popped off of it. So we should just need to undo the fuel line and the 4 bolts holding it down. And yeah, I could do a bunch of stuff to the engine to make it more powerful so that the truck, because in the last video, or one of the last videos, I took the truck for a drive and I said it felt like it has no passing power. Hills would give it a problem when there's a car on it, things like that. So I was like, someday, not anytime soon, but someday, I would like to do some sort of engine swap on it. And yeah, I could do stuff to this engine. You know, take the heads in, maybe have them decked, get a little bit more compression out of it, because it's probably like 7.5 or 8 to 1 maybe. 4-barrel intake, better carb, better cam, long tube headers, things like that. Maybe even put it on EFI. But then, when you do all that, you start to lose reliability. Maybe you don't. Maybe you are some otherworldly engine builder, but when I do that, I tend to lose reliability. And for something like this, that's going to see long road trips and hauling stuff on the back, reliability is kind of a big factor. That's kind of why I'm against building up the 390. And who knows, maybe I'll change my mind and I fall in love with FEs. All right, got the carb all pulled apart. Luckily, this happened the week I decided to clean the bench. But, yeah, got the carb all pulled apart. Didn't see anything blaringly obvious. I mean, this, I don't know, could have been fine before I tore it apart. But there's that. The bowl gaskets, I don't know. Could have just been that the bowl was loose and it was, like, running down the side, because we saw it dripping from over here, right in that area. I don't know. I'm going to blow things out and then dump it in the chem dip for, I don't know, we could let it sit in there for a couple days, really. Yeah, because it looks like it's wet down here, right? And we can test that. Oh, it's all empty now. But the squirter seemed real good. She was squirting. So yeah, I'm just going to chem dip everything, let it sit and dissolve, and then pull it out. Hopefully have a rebuild kit here for it to blow out pretty much everything we can find. I'll check. Oh, did you guys see that? That's how far out the idle mixture screw was. Seems like the rule of thumb is 1.5 turns out. So there's 1/2, 2 right there. This side gently seated. Yeah, about another 1/2 to 1/4 turn. All right, 1, 2, 3. And I did check the power valve. Just give it a good old, and it seemed to pull in, so I'm going to leave that alone. So I'm just going to get a new gasket kit ordered for it, and we'll clean it up and toss it back on the truck. Hopefully that fixes our issue. Alright, been working on the Fiero, got some stuff changed, trying out some different things, messing with the pulley system a little bit. Shaved the water pump here, so that's cleaned up out of the way. But now turning my attention back to the carburetor over here because we got our rebuild kit in. Got a new power valve in. I was going to leave that alone, but I figured while it's apart, why not throw the new one in? This old one does seem to work, but why not throw in the new one? We're here. It is a 6.5. But I'm just going to blow things out, slap it back together with stock jets and squirter and all that, and we'll throw it back on the truck, and hopefully it is good to go. No more leaks. All right, we are back on. Let's see if this thing works or if I made it worse. 50-50 right now. All right, rob the battery out of the Skylark. Should be good. A little over 800 cranking amp. All right, we had something. All right, had to tighten some things up. We had a couple leaks, but it seems, fingers crossed, to be sealed up. I turned up the idle speed screw, so hopefully the thing will sit and idle, and then I can get out and try and make some adjustments. You remember when I pulled the carb off, the idle mixture screws were like a half to a quarter turn out. I got them at 1.5 turns out each. So it might not like that. These jets, I tried looking up the specs for this carb on a stock 390, and everywhere said like 61 or 62 jets. This has 66 in it. So they could just be way too big. Like the guy that I got this from could have just pulled this carb off something else he had and tossed it on here just to get it running and off the truck. So let's see if this makes it any happier. And I got a block on the front wheel, so I can take it out of gear now and leave my foot off the brake. There we go. Alright, turn the idle down to a more respectable RPM. Which is kind of back to where we fucking started. Alright, so truck is back together. It's running. I moved over in front of the garage so that it's easier to work on. Still out here trying to get this thing back together. I think we're just about ready to fit it back in the car, make sure everything clears. I did order another idler for this to put up above the water pump. Try and get some more belt wrap on the water pump. But yeah, I'm now on this figuring out what I want to do for the shift linkage. Because the stock shift linkage for the car, park is all the way forward, and on this, first is all the way forward, park is down here. So the Pickard Performance guys, I talked to them a little while back, see what they did, and they made like a cantilever plate, so something like this, that the cable hooked to this side, and then this side would push the shift arm, cantilever deal like that. I might hook something up like that. If we weren't using the stock LS4 exhaust system, then we could just flip this around, no big deal. Make a bracket like off here or something. But that stuff is all in the way. But yeah, been making some pretty good progress on this thing. Just trying to knock stuff out on a little bit of everything here and there. Also, just last night, buddy came up and made me a deal on a Terminator X kit for this. Might use it on this. I don't know. It was $800 for a Terminator X, so can't really pass that up anymore. Seems like just the basic ones now are like $1,300, $1,300. So we'll either use it on this or use it on my Fiero. If it was an X Max, I'd probably use it on that and just throw a 6.0 80E in this thing and be done with it. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. Just kind of dinking around with some things. Who would have thought changing the plugs would break the carburetor? But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, clicking that bell. I'll see you next time.